Hey guys, how are you all? Welcome to Let's Start Story on What If Naruto Went Secretly in Dragon Ball with help of Vegeta. So do 4 blue hearts. Comment, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video, and please share with your friends and watch till end. Also check out Patreon for I have upload Harry x Hermione uncensored spicy version, link in description. The open field was in ruins. The once so grassy fields was destroyed in many ways, and there where were once hills with beautiful flowers was turned into huge craters. In the distance Opal could only see 2 bright golden dots, moving at high speeds, and each time those 2 dots connected heavy winds blew over the field, lying destruction in their wake. 2 clear beams appeared between the dots, and when connected an abnormal hard wind blew over the field. And after that the dots disappeared to make place for 2 tiny black dots and came down. 2 figures were sitting in the destroyed field. One was wearing an orange GI, while the other was wearing a blue spandex battle suit. Phew, Vegeta, it's been a long time since I had a good sparring match against someone. Every time I fight you, you seem stronger, said the man in the orange GI. Well, what did you expect, Kakarot? Since you are immortal when you absorb the Dragon Balls and I am dead, I had enough time to train while you were traveling the universe protecting the fools who aren't strong enough to defend themselves, said Vegeta. Goku laughed, saying, since I made that agreement with the Kais, that I would keep an eye out. They dragged me all over the place, but hey, someone has to do it. Vegeta turned away his head in annoyance and mumbled, Tisk, the day I help those useless Kais is the day hell. He sudden L.Y. was interrupted by a man with purple skin and long white hair, who said, the hell what? Vegeta suddenly jumped up by the surprise while he took an defensive stance. Never sneak up against a Saiyan if you value your life. Kibito. Kibito was flapping his arms in defense. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. As a matter of fact, I came here to speak to Goku about a serious problem. Goku raised his eyebrow, just like Vegeta. What kind of problem? A problem like last time or a Buu-sized problem? Asked Goku, hoping for the latter. Well, not a Buu-sized problem, rather an multiverse-dimensional problem, said Kibito Kai. Goku sighed and said, I thought protecting this universe was enough, and now I have to take care of another dimension. Oh well, maybe it will be a nice experience, tell me about it. Kibito Kai explained that on a planet in another dimension there were some anomalies, that the people there called the tailed beasts, demons with high levels of energy, able to destroy villages. The people on that planet found a way to stop the free-roaming demons by sealing them in people. Goku shrugged and said, if the people there solve the problem, why am I needed there? Because, explained Kibito, if someone ever comes up with an idea to steal those demons and bring them together as a weapon, those power could tear holes in the interdimensional system, causing a huge chaos or even destruction of several universes. Goku's eyes became as big as teacups, saying, that would be bad. What would you want me to do? The strongest of the tailed beasts, the 9-tailed foxes, recently sealed within a baby called Naruto. Since the leader of the village hidden in the leaves sealed him in there at cost of his own life, my idea is to let him grow up with you, so you can train until 2 weeks before the Genin exam in that village. And at this point I want to ask Vegeta a favor, explained Kibito. What favor? Asked Vegeta while his eyebrow rose in suspicion. Well, this was the old Kai's idea. He wanted to turn you back to life, turn you at the same age as Naruto before the Genin exams, and became a part of the same team he is on, so you can keep an eye out for him in case something unexpected comes up. He chose you, Becca. He was interrupted while Vegeta was screaming, why by Kami's sake would I, the Prince of Saiyans, let myself be demoted to the role as babysitter? One moment, Kibito Kai, said Goku while he was pushing Vegeta away from him. Kibito Kai looked strange when he saw the 2 men arguing while he heard Vegeta screaming a few times, clown, idiot and moron. Then Vegeta suddenly calmed down while Goku was whispering something in his ear. Vegeta nodded his head a few times and then walked back to Kibito Kai with his famous evil smirk around his face. Kibito fears the worst since Goku came with an idea and Vegeta agreed with it. Those were omens that were even more fearful than Buu at the time. Vegeta was close to Kibito. I accept your offer on one condition. Kibito looked scared at Vegeta and stuttered, "What is it?" After this whole mess is over with, I want that old Kai gives me my adult form back and give me that same status Kakarot has. Kibito was deep in thought, measuring the threats and possibilities with such indecision. Eventually he came to indecision and said, "Deal, but that means until Naruto is ready, you must make yours. Elf familiar with the techniques of that planet so that you know what you can expect." Vegeta nodded while he crossed his arms, agreed, but who are the people who will train me in those ways? Kibito gloated, two of the greatest ninja that lived on that planet, the one who made the village hidden in the leaves, the first Hokage and his brother, the second Hokage. And after that he explained the life circumstances of that planet with shinobi etc., and that the old Kai also made agreements with the third Hokage. The three men began to exchange thoughts about the adventure they were about to begin. Suddenly Goku asked, "Kibito, why didn't you ask me to be Naruto's guardian when he starts his ninja career?" Kibito blushed while he said, "This was an idea by my ancestor, old Kai. He said that if someone is infiltrated as a ninja, they need knowledge about various things, and since Vegeta is more knowledgeable about various subjects than you, he decided to ask Vegeta's help." After saying that, Kibito was scratching the back of his head. Goku looked offended and said, "Does the old Kai think I'm stupid or something?" Vegeta glared at Goku with eyes twinkling with sarcasm and said, "No Kakarot. Everyone knows you're a rocket scientist." Goku stuck out his tongue and said meanie. While Vegeta was laughing himself to tears, while Kibito was still scratching the back of his head thinking at least they haven't changed. Village hidden in the leaves. The third Hokage was walking in his office while thinking about the conversation he had with an strange old man with purple skin and a messy mohawk. Flashback. Why would you want to raise up Naruto? The Hokage asked to the man who introduced him as Kai. Because I believe the life of this child is in danger in the future, and not onl. Why in the future but even now as we speak, or have you forgotten how the people reacted to the hero child? Said old Kai with a little bit bitterness in his voice. The Hokage knew this, after all he even ordered Anbu Black Ops that he totally trusts to keep an eye on Naruto. But he wants that Naruto becomes a ninja, just like his father, the fourth Hokage, so that he can fulfill his legacy his father had in store for him. When I let you take him, what will happen? The third Hokage asked. A very strong and virtuous warrior shall raise and protect him until Naruto can fend for himself, and as for the nine-tailed fox, I shall look into the matter since I have somewhat of a mystical history. The Hokage knew this was the best solution for Naruto, since the people of the village believe that Naruto the baby and the demon fox are the same being. But still he wished that Naruto can become a ninja, and he suddenly asks the old Kai if it was possible that if Naruto was old enough if he could come back and take the exam. Yes, answered the old Kai while the Hokage sighed relieved. I know a few teachers who can teach him a few jutsus and ninja teachings. But know this, I will send someone with him about the same age as Naruto. He will keep an eye out for Naruto in case something unexpected happens. If Naruto passes his Genin exam, you must place his protector together in a group with Naruto. Agreed. The old Hokage thought about it a long time and made up his mind. He agreed with the terms of the old Kai, with the child's health in mind. The old Kai then explained that the warrior Hat shall raise Naruto will come soon to get him. End flashback. The old Hokage was still waiting for that warrior to come. The moment he sat down, he suddenly felt the presence of someone. He knew this wasn't an enemy. The aura was too calm, too serene to be evil. Suddenly he saw a man with messy, black spiky hair stand before him. He was wearing an orange gi and looked muscular. You're Sarutobi, the third Hokage hidden in the leaves. The man asked. Yes I am, and that you know my name must mean you are the man named Goku, the Hokage concluded. Yes I am. Nice to meet you. I am here to pick up our little hero. Goku made a very good impression on the Hokage since he was so cheerful. He led Goku to the cradle in the room next to his office where Naruto was in. He grabbed Goku by his arm and looked deep in his onyx eyes. Will you take good care of Naruto? His father has high expectations for him and wished the best for him, that's why I agreed to this arrangement. So I want your promise. Say that you will do anything in your power to give him the life he deserves. Goku looked serious as he sensed the old man really meant what he said and answered, I promise, and when he comes back you'll see I kept the promise I make today to you. The Hokage was rest assured, while he said goodbye to Naruto in thought. Goku placed on hand on the cradle while 2 fingers of the other hand was put on his own forehead and then they were gone. Naruto thought the 3rd Hokage grow up and become strong and fulfill the hopes your father had for you and make him proud while he looked over the village. Well, I told your people this was a long prologue, hehe, I'm a sucker for details. I hoped you liked it. Please review and come up with ideas or critics to improve the line of the story. I will take any advice in consideration. Just for the record, I won't do any erotic scenes in this story, however maybe there will be romantic scenes with pairing later on. I won't be giving any names since most of you know the series, so if you have suggestions for pairing, just put them in the review and I will think it over. However, suggestions for Chapter 1 will not be possible since I published it together with the prologue. It's been several years since Goku picked up Naruto. The boy was growing up nicely. He looked a lot like his father, the 4th Hokage. Most of his fighting and key skills he learned from Goku and Vegeta. Where Goku learned Naruto to be determined and how to trust on his instincts, Vegeta taught him to use his wits in battle and formulating strategies. One day Goku had a great idea. Although Vegeta first was reluctant to hear it. Eventually he got Vegeta's attention saying that he made connection with Shenron inside his body and wants to make a wish to change Naruto's body into a full-blooded Saiyan's body. Vegeta was shocked and looked like he just saw hell freezing over. Goku had a good idea 2 times within 10 years. Soon the wish was made and the progress went smoothly. As for his knowledge about various things, he was schooled by Bulma and Gohan, since Bulma was a genius and Gohan was a professor, explained so in GT. About the ninja education, he had the best teachers he could ever wish for. Since it was the 1st and 2nd Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves. They taught him the history of the village and various jutsus. Sometimes those lessons was interrupted by a very rude Vegeta complaining about what a hassle it is and saying that Ki was so much more useful. At one day the old Kai came to visit. Naruto always liked it when the old Kai came, Though he looked strange from the other people he knew, he got along fine and always called him Gramps. He explained he found a way to help Naruto with a certain fox problem. Naruto knew a while about the 9-tailed fox. But he never suspected that Gramps would find a way to help him. Gramps, what can you do about the 9-tailed fox? Asked Naruto. He wants help for that problem since he AYS worries that the seal might weaken because all of his training and still growing strength. Old Kai smirked while he heard his nickname, by the means of an old ritual called soul bond. Simply put, if someone is possessed or is a vessel for a demon, this ritual provides a solution for both beings. The souls of both beings intertwine, something like fusion. You'll hear the specifics once we will speak to the fox. How will we do that, Gramps? Naruto asks. We both are going to meditate and go where your mind takes us to. Naruto and the old man sat down in the lotus position while holding hands. Both closed their eyes. Before each of them could say, "Here we go," they were in some sort of sewer, looking at some sort of prison with a seal on it. 2 red eyes were looking at them. "Who are you and what are both of you doing here?" growled the fox. "We have come here to make a deal," said the old Kai while he was walking closer towards the cage. Suddenly a big claw tried to catch the old Kai, only it missed him a few inches. "What could someone like you have to offer to me except freedom?" What a temper, old Kai said while he was shaking his head, causing the fox to growl some more. "This is the deal I have to offer," the old Kai said. "I want to do a ritual called the soul bond, which means the souls of you and Naruto will be as one, but you both will have your own thoughts and knowledge. Both of you gain something. Naruto will become stronger and you won't be trapped in that stupid cage anymore and can be summoned from Naruto's body with the summoning jutsu. You both gain something. You will have more freedom and Naruto will get stronger, which means he can defend himself better, which is also in your benefit because if Naruto dies, you die." Naruto looked at the old Kai thinking about what a smooth talker he was. The fox was looking down Oto the 2 people and it was clear he was thinking it over. After all, the little purple man was right in many ways. Old Woe. Is it true I remain myself with all my power and memories intact and to myself? Yes indeed, the only side effect is that you will understand your vessel better and you can communicate with him bet. Tear through his mind, the old Kai answered. Fine, We have a deal, but if I notice something's wrong I will force my way out and tear you to shreds. No worries, the old Kai replied. The Kai suddenly anting in a very strange language, and after a few seconds a scroll appeared. The vessel and the demon had to sign it with their own blood. After that the prison disappeared and Naruto felt a new power flowing through him, and the fox was aware he felt stronger as well. The only thing he wasn't aware of was that he came about the same mind as Naruto and thus trying to help him in every way in the future. Everything went well with Naruto. Vegeta taught him the traits a Saiyan has and about the levels of Super Saiyans. Naruto learned a great deal from all the warriors, and was also taking some of their personalities. The good as well as some less good traits. At his 10th he, accidentally, became a Super Saiyan. While he was fishing, he got so frustrated that the transformation just happened. Vegeta was pleased to see this. In the eyes of both legendary Saiyans, Naruto became very worthy as a Saiyan as well as a sparring partner. Eventually the time came to return to the village hidden in the leaves. Naruto looked forward to this day with mixed feelings. He really didn't want to leave the rest except Vegeta behind, but he was very interested in how the world of his father looks like. Kibito and old Kai came to Naruto and Vegeta. It's time we started, said old Kai, but before that we must turn Vegeta in a child of your age Naruto. The old Kai put his arms forward and Vegeta shrank in length and his skin became tighter, and in the end he looks indeed as a child around 12 or 13 years old. Only thing is that he can still turn into an adult as a Super Saiyan 4. Naruto said goodbye to everyone and thanked everyone for the time, effort and of course love they put in him in the time they were raising him. Both Vegeta and Naruto grabbed onto Kibito and they vanished. Village hidden in the leaves. The Hokage was sitting in his office, smoking his pipe while he was deep in thought. He was wondering about how Naruto was doing. Although he didn't see the child for years, he couldn't get him out of his mind. While he was thinking about him, 3 people were waiting right in front of him. The old Hokage was scared out of his mind. Disturbed he growled, "Don't you people use doors? Not everyone. He likes that people appears in front of them like they came from thin air." While the man with the pink skin had a guilty look on his face, the old Hokage observed the 2 boys. He could barely believe that the child Naruto has grown to be such well developed. His muscles were more ripped than most Jonin, while his face and eyes had the determination of a battle-hardened warrior. He certainly would be eye candy for some women in the village. While Naruto looked a bit happy, the other boy was quite the opposite. Sure, he had the looks, but looked like he had a bad case of constipation. Both looked powerful enough, but the Hokage wondered if they were able to move fast with all those muscles. The Hokage was pulled away from his thoughts while Kibito started talking. As agreed Sarutobi, I read to RN Naruto to you together with his protector. His name is Vegeta, and while he moved closer to the Hokage he whispered, "Be careful, he has a short fuse and is more powerful than he looks." Vegeta raised his eyebrow in suspicion. The 3rd Hokage thanked Kibito and Kibito left the 2 Saiyans alone with the Hokage. Welcome back Naruto. As you can guess, I have been waiting a long time for you to return. I have made arrangements for your stay here and reserved a house for you and your friend. Thank you old man Hokage. If I understand correctly, I and Vegeta start the academy in 1 week's OT. Had I can get acquainted with the rest of the students. That's right, although I have your last name, because your father gave you your mother's last name, which make you Naruto Uzumaki, I didn't quite catch the last name of your friend. Vegeta interrupted, where I'm from we don't have last names, the names we have is enough to know who we are speaking to. The Hokage looked thoughtful, that may be true, but we don't have custom here, so a last name is needed here. What was the name of your clan again? Vegeta rolled his eyes while he answered with sarcasm in his voice, the name of my clan was Saiyan. Then I will register you as Vegeta Saiyan. I don't want to force you or anything, but it's the law that someone has a last na. He was interrupted by the sound of a growling noise. Nar. Yuto laughed while scratching the back of his head. Sorry for that, I am a bit hungry. The Hokage smiled, understanding Naruto's problem. The rest of the formalities we will discuss while we are eating. I know a great ramen stand nearby. Vegeta was about to warn the Hokage about the food process of a Saiyan until he discovered he was hungry as well. With an evil smirk he thought, oh well, he is big chief around here and giving up free meals isn't my style. On the way to the ramen stand he explained both Saiyans where their new household was and both Saiyans both knew where it was now, but the rest of the information about the village they didn't hear because they smelled the food coming from the ramen stand, and by the way it wasn't important anyway since they knew the layout more or less. In the ramen stand they ordered the food. When the Hokage heard the numbers of bowls both Saiyans ordered he almost fell to the ground, while the owner looked like he saw flying pigs with bags of money. The owner was making ramen as fast as he could, but before he was halfway between bowls the other bowls were already eaten by the Saiyans. The damage was enormous. Not only did they finish 150 bowls of ramen together, the Hokage had to pay for everything, meaning he lost almost a quarter of his reserve funds. The Saiyans didn't notice too much and thanked the third Hokage for the great meal. The Saiyans decided to go to their house and the Hokage waved them off. As he was waving, the Hokage thought while crying anime-style waterfalls, I would rather invite the whole Akamichi clan for dinner before those two people, or else I'll be bankrupt before the end of the year. Both Saiyans were walking in the town, taking in the scenery. It was middle of the day so the town was rather crowded. NY people who passed the Saiyan pair were giving Vegeta a strange look. Why are those people staring at me like that? You would almost think they never saw a child before, Vegeta growled while he was annoyed with the many weird looks. Well, our clothing style is a bit different from them. As I was told, most ninja wear concealing clothes, while we dress clothes that's easier to move in. Vegeta W. As wearing his well-known blue spandex outfit with the traditional Saiyan gloves and boots. Naruto was wearing an open blue vest, with a tribal pattern on the back, fusion-style vest. Black pants, black shoes and black fingerless gloves. Tisk, they must keep their eyes to themselves, and if they don't like the way I dress I would be happy to oblige to give them a suitable answer. Naruto laughed. Heil, he said, and here I thought we would be careful about our strength. Oh well, I guess we could have a little fun here, since there are many ninja thinking they are so great and unbeatable. Now you read talking the right way, boy, Vegeta said with a bit satisfaction in his voice. Although he will never admit it, he became very fond of little Naruto. While both Saiyans were exchanging thoughts of the village, someone bumped against Vegeta. Some rough-looking brat around the age of 16, with a rude face work fell on his behind. Hey kid, watch out where you're going, the brat shouted, don't you have eyes in your big head? Uh-oh, Naruto thought no one ever talked to Vegeta that way and got away with it. Well kid, the brat said on a challenging tone, are you going to apologize to me or must I beat it out of you? Vegeta crossed his arms, while his emotionless face showed an evil smirk while he said, don't make promises you can't keep, brat. The child looked surprised that the kid dared to talk to him like that. But then he smiled evilly, you must have a death wish kid, it's never smart to challenge a chunin. The brat expected like the kid would now back off, crazy with fear, but that didn't happen. Ooh, Vegeta said on a mocking tone, I am so scared, I don't know what to do now, run away or beg for my life. No, I have a better idea, I'm gonna teach you some manners about how to act like an responsible warrior, and while he was speaking he suddenly disappeared. The brat looked around confused, where did that kid go? You there, while he pointed his index finger at Naruto, where did your buddy run off to? Naruto looked amused and pointed back at him. The brat suddenly turned around while Vegeta stood there. After the brat turned 360 degrees he suddenly felt an enormous pain on the right side of his head and had a strange experience. He was flying, only not like a bird because he was flying sideways and went through several objects. He didn't feel it when the law of gravity kicked in. Because he was unconscious. Tisk, Vegeta said disappointed, I thought he could at least take a little tap. Let's get out of here, Vegeta, before someone finds us here, Naruto said, let's check out our quarters. Both the Saiyans disappeared before the first villagers came to the scene to find out what all that ruckus was about. At the Hokage's office, a man with white hair and a COV-ed face and left eye was standing before the desk of the Hokage. Well, Kakashi, as you might know, Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage, was taken away when he was a baby. Now he has returned, together with an comrade. In a week he will attend to the academy and the week after that he will take part in the genin exams. This is one of the reasons I summoned you here. Kakashi gave a look at the Hokage and said, well, I knew he would be back as you told me, but what is the exact reason you summoned me here, because I don't think it's only because Naruto has returned. Good guess, the Hokage said, if Naruto and his comrade pass. I want you to be the leader of the group he and his comrade is in. Not only to lead him through the missions but also to follow the progress he has made since he was away. Furthermore, I don't know much about his comrade, named Vegeta, so I would also have some information about him as well. Understood, Kakashi said. Anything else I should look out for? Yes, don't be fooled by their age and size. I think we can expect amazing things from those two boys. The new living quarters of the two Saiyans was located on the edge of the village, near the forest. Both Saiyans liked that idea since they like room while they were training. The house itself didn't look big. As a matter of fact, on the outside it looked like there would be not much living space. On the inside it was more spacious than both Saiyans thought. There were 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen and a pretty big living room. Not bad, Vegeta said, not as big as I'm used to, but it will manage. At least it is clean. Yeah, Naruto nodded, and we won't be spending too much time here, since we would only use the house to eat, sleep or to meditate. The forest is way more suitable for training than this house. Both Saiyans pulled out the capsules they took with them. It mostly contained weights, casual clothes, training clothes, some books for Naruto and a pretty big bag of senzu beans. It's always useful to bring them along. After they made a few changes to their new household, the Saiyans decided to take a look around town, since they want to know that if they need certain items like food, tailors and stuff like that, where they need to be. When the Saiyans came to a crosspoint, someone bumped against Vegeta again. That was 2 times in one day. The other big surprise was that it was the same stupid brat. Ouch, the brat said, idiot, watch out where. The brat stopped talking as he recognized the person he bumped into. His eyes grew big with fear while he stuttered, SSS. Sorry kid, it was my mistake. Then the brat quickly turned around and ran for dear life. Naruto looked at Vegeta and as he smiled he said, Vegeta, it seems you have made a new best friend. Vegeta gave Naruto one of his famous scary glares. Since he didn't like to be associated with such an insolent brat and muttered, shut up you idiot. The Saiyans returned to their residence and were surprised the Hokage was waiting there for them. Naruto looked at him and asked, is there something you forget to tell us, old man? The old man smiled while he said, well, not exactly, I told you everything, but or got to gave you to this. His hand stretched out his hand and held 2 forehead protectors. Oh yeah, I forgot we had to wear these. Suddenly Naruto shuddered, and the worst thing is, I forgot to tell Vegeta about them. Eek. Meanwhile Vegeta's right eye twitched when he saw the 2 headband with the forehead protectors on it. But before he could make a comment about how ugly those things were, Naruto quickly accepted them and bid farewell to the old man when he was pushing Vegeta in the house. Boy, what is the meaning of those monstrous things? Vegeta said. Naruto smiled while he was scratching the back of his head. I forgot to tell you. Those things are signs that we are ninja of the village hidden in the leaves and we are supposed to wear them after we are made genin. Hehe. What? Are you insane? I am the prince of all Saiyans and you expect me to wear that? That idiotic and cheap trinket. Naruto waved his arms defensively at Vegeta and said, hey, don't worry, you can customize it to your liking and you don't necessarily have to put it on your forehead. That seemed to calm Vegeta down a bit and suddenly he got a great idea. Kid, give me those damn forehead protectors right now, Vegeta demanded. Naruto handed it over and Vegeta rushed out to the bedroom. In 10 minutes he returned with arm straps with the forehead protector on it. Phew, Naruto thought he was gonna kill me, but I gotta say, those arm straps are more stylish than those headbands. Both Saiyans decided to take it easy the rest of the week, and by taking it easy I mean they were training and sparring their asses off. Of course they scanned the area that no one saw them. Finally the day came that they went to the academy. At the academy, all right students, listen up, a man said with a ponytail was sticking up and with a scar across his nose. Today I introduce 2 new students who will take part in the genin exams next week, and while he looked around to see the reaction in the students' faces he continued, one of them is born in this village and was raised by good friends far away. The man called Aruka gave a signal to Naruto saying it was his turn to show up. This is Naruto Uzumaki, 13 years old, Ruruka explained. Naruto put up his hand and simply said hi. Okay, and now for the second one, Ruruka said, giving the signal for Vegeta to come into the picture. This is Vegeta Saiyan, same age as Naruto, Vegeta was. Just being Vegeta, standing there with his arms crossed. The students gave their opinions about the new students to each other. Most of the you people know Sakura and Ino. Sakura, wow. Both of them are complete hotties. Ino, yeah, both of them look way more mature than the rest of the boys are. Sakura, yeah, I like that blonde, the other one looks a bit cranky. As the girls continued to talk about their preferences, the rest had other opinions about the strange duo. Kiba, Akamaru and Shino. Kiba, they look both tough, but those are the ones that's most likely to fall. I mean, look at those muscles. They most likely won't be able to move fast with those. Akamaru, Raf whine. Kiba, what you sure Akamaru? Akamaru, Raf. Shino, what did he say Kiba? Kib, he said he wouldn't like to fight those two. Those two give off a strange vibe. Shino, I think he's right, my bugs are acting weird about them. We'll see if our suspicions will be confirmed later on. Kiba, TCH. Guess first impressions aren't always what they seem to be, guess when it goes hard to hard I can take them. Choji, Hinata and Shikamaru. Choji, they sure look strong, what do you say Shikamaru? Shikamaru, hard to say yawn, some look and are strong and other don't. Anyway, two other classmates to get accustomed to, what a drag. Hinata, TT they both have such intense eyes. Choji, well anyway. The blonde one seems nice enough. But that other one gives me the creeps. Sasuke. Two other people who probably will be a pain in ass. The blonde one looks like a complete idiot. Other one however is more to my liking, gives off a certain air that reminds me of my own. I hope he has the backbone to back that air up. No matter all we fall before the might of the Uchiha clan. Alright, Ruruka said, why don't you two find a place to sit? Both Saiyans sat right next to each other at the back of the class. Both of them weren't paying too much attention to class since both of them know most of the material. In the meantime, both Saiyans were exchanging thoughts about their new classmates. Naruto, it's certainly a various bunch of people, isn't it Vegeta? Vegeta, so it seems. Only one is getting extremely on my nerves. Naruto, which one? Vegeta, that guy with that dog on his head. He keeps staring at me when he thinks I am not looking. Naruto, well, we are new at this class and we don't look like any of them. Vegeta, tisk, I guess this is the reason why Saiyans didn't have schools. I can't even imagine what sort of chaos that would be like. If one Saiyan give another Saiyan a strange look, a fight would be bound to happen. During class Vegeta became more agitated since Kiba kept staring at him. To make matters worse, he started to suspect that two certain girls were talking about him and Naruto. Great, he was thinking two more clueless people who want to meddle in our affairs. Though it only remained at staring and talking behind their backs, it was Choi who started an actual conversation with the two new classmates. Choji, welcome to the Ninja Academy. My name is Choji Akamichi and the person next to me, he pointed at Shikamaru, is Shikamaru Nara. Naruto, nice to meet you Choji and Shikamaru, I'm Naruto Uzumaki and my friend here is Vegeta Saiyan. Shikamaru, so we heard. Nice to meet both of you. Yawns, by the way, what's the matter with your friend? He doesn't seem to enjoy this place at all. Before Vegeta could give one of his famous sarcastic replies, Naruto said, oh no, that's just the expression he normally has. Once you get to know him he isn't so bad. Choji, I understand. By the way, after school is done my family and Shikamaru are going to eat at a good restaurant, would you mind to join us? Both Saiyans were looking at each other and agreed. After school was over, the quartet went on their way to the restaurant when they saw the third Hokage. Hokage, well, Naruto, Vegeta, how was it on school? Are you fitting in okay? Naruto, yeah, just fine. Choji even invited us to dinner. The Hokage suddenly had a disturbed look on his face, thinking back about the rampage Naruto and Vegeta called eating. Hokage, that's a very nice gesture of you Choji. It's always good to see when new people fit in so fast. Well, I won't take you youngsters away from dinner anymore. The Hokage said his goodbyes to the group thinking I hope the restaurant where they are going has enough food in stock. Mostly the Akamichi clan eat a lot, but with those two with them it's going to be a disaster. The group arrived at the restaurant. Choji's family was already waiting for them at a table. Short after the group sat down, Shikamaru was pulling closer to Naruto and whispered, "Don't be surprised by what you are about to see. The Akamichi clan is famous for the amount of food they can digest." Naruto smirked about this little piece of information. Shikamaru saw it as a sign that Naruto understood him. The real reason why Naruto smirked was that now he and Vegeta wouldn't stand out while they were eating. The entire group didn't had to order dinner. The Akamichi clan arranged that food was being brought to their table and that they would give a sign when they had enough. Then the horror began. The Akamichi clan started to eat toe-to-toe with the Saiyans, but after 30 minutes the Akamichis slowed down while the Saiyans kept eating at the same monstrous pace. After 1 hour the Akamichi clan was finished eating while the Saiyans continued. All at the table had a terrified look in their face. There was no way someone could eat so much and still be alive. It took a good hour after that until the Saiyans burped and said they had enough. While the Saiyans were patting their stomachs, Choji's father started to speak. "I always like to see that people enjoy food just as much as the Akamichi clan. The only thing I don't get is how you two stay so thin." Vegeta smirked while he said, "We Saiyans have a high metabolism so that we progress food really fast. On top of that we do a lot of physical training." Choji's father nodded as a sign he understand. Short after that the Saiyans departed with the group, thanking them for a great meal. At the Saiyans' house, Kakashi sneaked in the house hoping to find some clues about how his two new students to be would be like. The house was very clean. There were no unnecessary things. He saw something that looked like a pieces of clothing you need to pull over your upper arms, upper legs and lower legs. He took both lower arms pieces and put them on. Nothing happened. He thought maybe if I release some chakra in it. Suddenly the pieces of clothing were heavier. I see, chakra-based weights, not your typical genin equipment. He searched the rest of the house but nothing. Except the chakra-based weights there was out of the ordinary. He did saw some green beans, but maybe they liked plants. Ah well, then I have to know them the old-fashioned way, he thought as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. A half hour later both Saiyans came home. They decided to do some training after such a great meal. As they were walking towards the open space they normally practice, they noticed someone was following them. As they arrived at the open space they suddenly stopped. "You can come out now," Naruto said. Out of the bushes a man with a green spandex suit appeared. "Good that you discovered me," the man in the green suit said. "I've never suspected two new people would discover me so quickly." "We aim to please," Vegeta said, "but let me give you a fair warning. Following people doesn't give off a good impression and is quite dangerous if you don't know the people who you are following." I knew who I was following. Naruto Uzumaki and Vegeta Saiyan, the two rookies who aim to become Genin next week, right? Since you know so well who we are, it would be rude if you don't give us your name as well. No one likes a man who doesn't know etiquette. Naruto said. "Me, the and laughed, I am the green beast of Konoha, sprouted from the fountain of youth, might guy," and after that introduction he did a sort Superman good guy pose. Vegeta almost fell over. What a freak, I mean, he's even cockier than Hercule Satan. But at least he had a normal appearance. I mean look at those eyebrows, it's almost like to come alive and swallow me whole. And Naruto almost thought the same thing until he heard a voice in his mind. Might guy, huh? I heard that name before. It's supposed to be the name of a man who's great at taijutsu. Although he looks stupid it would be best not to underestimate him. Naruto smiled and whispered in Vegeta's ear what he heard from the nine-tailed fox. "So might guy," Vegeta said, "what is your meaning here? I mean it's not like you followed us just to introduce your cough's almighty person." "No, not quite, I wanted to see how you guys train. Perhaps I can teach you youngsters a few things about taijutsu." "No thanks," Naruto smirked. "Vegeta and I are happy about the training we do and we have our own style of fighting and do not think about it to change it." Guy laughed and said, Good. I respect that, everyone has his own style. I will hear it when you change your mind. But now I have a mission with my squad, so maybe next time we will have a little sparring match." He gave the two a thumb up and smiled so that his teeth shined and raced off to the village. What a freak, Vegeta muttered, Mr. Satan could learn a thing or two from that idiot. I pity the fools who have him as a teacher. Be careful about what you say, Vegeta, maybe he will be our teacher after the Genin exams, said Naruto with a smirk of his own. Vegeta suddenly shuddered and his eyes became as big as teacups anime style with no iris and screamed, no. No way I'm gonna be with a freak like that. I would rather fight against Omega Shenron again than do that. Oh well, Naruto said, let's forget about that option for the moment and continue our training. 1 week later at the Ninja Academy. No one in class had the nerve to talk to the Saiyans except Choji and Shikamaru. Most people stayed away because they didn't like the air around Vegeta. The other PLE who weren't thinking about Vegeta that way, mostly the ladies, were just too shy for it. Of course both of the Saiyans knew some girls were attracted to them, but they simply chose to ignore them. Vegeta didn't care about the female species since Bulma passed away in Naruto, well, he just wasn't interested about girls he didn't know. Today was a special day for all the students. Today the Genin exams were being held. Everyone was either happy or worried about the exam. First there was a written exam. After that they had to do a transformation jutsu, and right after that there was a clone jutsu. Naruto was just done with the clone jutsu when it was Vegeta's turn. Remember Vegeta, said Naruto, restrain yourself a bit, or else everyone will know our power. Vegeta just went off with a little HMPH, and walked through the door. Naruto knows Vegeta is someone who doesn't like to restrain himself. In his mind he already saw the outside of the school, infested with thousands of Vegetas. Suddenly the door opened and Vegeta came out. He mumbled something about HMPH passed, just barely. Both of the Saiyans didn't had super scores, more 8 out of 10, well it actually was so easy both of them were bored out of their minds at cost of their concentration. They passed and heard they would hear tomorrow on which team they were on. When they walked out of the school building, a man with white hair until his shoulders gave a sign to Naruto to come to him. His name was Mizuki, together with Iruka he was a proctor to the Genin exam. Naruto said Vegeta to go on while he paid the man a visit. Naruto, you want something, Mizuki? Mizuki, no, but maybe you want something. Naruto, what do you mean? Mizuki, what would you say if I told you there was a way to become Chunin real fast? Naruto, that would be great. But I don't believe in easy shortcuts and I also don't like to talk around the edges, so just say what you want to say. Mizuki, great, I never said it would be easy. In the Hokage Tower there is a scroll. If you just have it and read it, you'll be Chunin in no time. Read the scroll at the old hut in the forest so no one will interrupt you. Then Mizuki did some hand signs and suddenly disappeared. HMPH Naruto thought that guy thinks I'm stupid. It's so obvious, when I steal that scroll and go to that hut, he will come, kill me and take that scroll for himself. Better go to the Hokage unseen. Naruto ran to an alley and when he was sure no one saw him, he put his index and middle finger on his forehead. He disappeared. At the Hokage's tower, Naruto appeared in front of the Hokage, scaring the living daylights out of him. Naruto told about the story Mizuki gave to him and what they should do about him. Don't worry Naruto, the Hokage said, I'll send an Anbu team to him right away. No wait, Naruto said, and while he smirked, I have a much better idea. Then he told the Hokage about his plan. At the old forest hut, Naruto sat on the ground with the scroll. He opened it and saw the explanation about the shadow clone jutsu. It was very interesting and memorized it just in case he would need it in the future. He heard a noise when Mizuki appeared. Mizuki, so there you are. Now give me the scroll. Naruto just looked at Mizuki and simple said, no. Mizuki, I already hoped you would say that, now I have a good reason to kill you, you monster. Naruto, monster. Mizuki, yes, monster. No one will talk about since the decree made 13 years ago set by the Hokage, the decree that no one may say that the nine-tailed fox is inside you. Naruto, I know that for a long time now. But the nine-tailed fox is sealed inside me, I am not the nine-tailed fox nor do I have any of its desires. Mizuki, oh please spare me that stupid emotional crap. You're the living incarnation of that beast and I'll be happy to kill the monster you are. Naruto closed his eyes and crossed his arms, monster. The only monster I see here is you. The nine-tailed fox attacked the village but no one knows the reason. So we will never know if he did it for a good reason or knows the difference between good and evil. You do have that luxury and you willingly chose the dark path of pain and suffering. The time for talk is over and it's time you pay for your evil deeds. Yay Goku moment. Mizuki threw a big shuriken he had on his back at Naruto, but strangely enough the shuriken went straight through him. Mizuki thought he had him but suddenly Naruto disappeared. Mizuki looked around and he heard someone whispering behind him, looking for someone. Mizuki had to handle a super hard fist in his stomach that sent him flying. But he didn't get far because in midair Naruto appeared above him and kicked him to the ground, causing a big cloud of dust. When the dust cleared he saw a mangled Mizuki in a small crater. A group of people appeared. It was the Hokage with a group of Anbu Black Ops. As one took Mizuki on his shoulder the other ones disappeared as well. All that remained was the Hokage and Naruto. Hokage, well done Naruto, although I was a bit worried about you. I didn't know you knew about the demon fox that the fourth Hokage sealed within you. Naruto laughed and said, I knew that for a very long time. Old Kai told me and he made sure I never had to worry about that problem again. Hokage, what do you mean? Naruto, he did some sort of mystic technique that's called the soul bond, to put it bluntly. It's some sort of fusion. The Hokage was shocked but then said, that's good to know, but does that mean the fox can't get free? Naruto sighed as he said, no he can't, he and I are one. As one cooperating being, even if he would he couldn't escape because that would mean the end for both of us. He has more freedom through me, and in exchange he shares information and his powers with me. The Hokage nodded as he said, alright, although I wished I heard about this sooner. Anyway shouldn't you go to bed because tomorrow you will be assigned to your team. Naruto laughed and scratched the back of his head, oh yeah I almost forgot see you later old-timer, and with that he disappeared. The Hokage stood alone by the old hut thinking this will be very interesting indeed. I can't wait to find out the other surprises you will have in store for me Naruto. Well this was the second chapter of my story. I hoped you all liked it. Anyway review please. Both Saiyans ECIDED to train a bit before they went to school to get assigned into teams. After they did some physical training Naruto said he developed a great jutsu that will throw the enemy off of balance. Vegeta raised his eyebrow and asked, and when did you develop that great jutsu? Naruto, it came to me yesterday in the shop when a girl was helped before me. Vegeta, I can't imagine that something like T-Hat would be inspiration for a great technique. Naruto, no really, it will blow you of your feet. Vegeta, then show me that great technique. Naruto clapped his hands together while both of his index fingers were sticking out and he suddenly said sexy jutsu. A puff of smoke appeared and when the smoke cleared Naruto was replaced by a beautiful young, naked lady in a seductive stance. Vegeta's eyes became big and round anime style and then he smacked Naruto in the back of his head. You idiot. You're only 13 years old you shouldn't think about those kind of things. Naruto was rubbing the back of his head mumbling, HMPH. All men are suckers when it comes to beautiful ladies, thought it would be a great idea. Vegeta turned away his head and muttered, of all the idiocy I've ever seen. Naruto was offended by that reaction and shouted, just wait and see, I'll prove to you that there are people who will fall for that jutsu. Vegeta said with a blush under his eyes, fine, but if you ever do that in front of me again then beware of the consequences. Naruto looked suspiciously to Vegeta and said, hey Vegeta. Vegeta glared and said, Naruto, sexy jutsu, as the young naked lady appeared again. She moved close to Vegeta and with a cute little voice she said, please Vegeta don't be so mean to little old me. Vegeta jumped away and while he was blushing he screamed, just stay the hell away from me you freak. Suddenly Naruto changed back and he laughed, ha 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 it did work on you ha ha. Vegeta's anger vein appeared and while he looked the other way he muttered, shut up. While he was muttering some other things that I don't like to write in this story. After a while Vegeta said, come on Naruto, let's head back, we gotta go to school and I would like to clean myself up before that. At the Ninja Academy. When the Saiyans arrived at the Ninja Academy the pink and blonde-haired girls were waving them hello, as usual the last couple of days. The responses were the same as well. Naruto just laughed and waved back and Vegeta just ignored them completely. Later that day Naruto and Vegeta heard those two fighting. Naruto said to Vegeta, "I wonder where they are fighting about." Vegeta, "Don't know. Don't care." Naruto, "I'm gonna find out." Naruto sneaked closer to the two girls. "No, I will be put in group with Naruto and Veggie." "Oops," said a pissed off Ino. Sakura, "No way. I will be the one that will be placed by those two hotties." Ino, "Wait, Sakura." Sakura, "What?" Ino, "What are we fighting about? I mean, it's very unlikely those two will be put in one group anyway, and on top of that, as soon as they see your extreme large forehead they will ignore you anyway." Sakura, "What? Take those words back, Ino pig." As both girls continue to argue, Naruto went back to Vegeta. "Naruto, it was quite an interesting fight." Vegeta raised his eyebrow to him, confirming Naruto caught his interest. "Naruto, they were fighting about which one of them will be in our team." Vegeta turned away and mumbled, "Tisk, clueless." Naruto snickered, "But I did hear something else interesting." Vegeta glared at him as if suspected that something was about to happen that he didn't like. "Naruto, they seem to like both of us." Veggie. As Vegeta heard his new nickname, his right eye twitched and he growled to Naruto, "If you ever dare to call me that, something's bad is going to happen to you." Naruto, "Like what?" Vegeta glared at Naruto as he paused. Veggie. Vegeta exploded like a volcano. He grabbed Naruto by the throat and screamed, "Didn't I tell you to shut up?" While Naruto was gasping for air, he let Naruto go and went to the back of the class muttering several curses. He decided to take a more comfortable place, leaning against the wall, far away from Naruto and the two arguing girls. The door went open and Iruka came in carrying a piece of paper. "All right, students, here." Iruka held the piece of paper above his head. "I have the outcome what will determine in what squad you will be assigned to." He stated names and the squads they were assigned to. All those weren't interesting, wasn't even mentioned in the anime. Squad 7 inches Iruka said, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno. A scream of joy was heard in the classroom while Ino was sending glares of hate towards Sakura, while she was holding up the peace sign. Sasuke Uchiha, Iruka continued, which made Sakura even happy. And Vegeta saying, Sakura was in heaven while Sasuke put up his index finger. Iruka, what is it Sasuke? Sasuke, I thought Genin squads consisted with 3 members and a leading Jonin. Iruka, yes that's right. But this year we have uneven numbers, so one group will have an extra person, to be exact, the team you are in. Ino was sending glares to Sakura, so intense that it would make even dead people shit their pants. Sakura didn't really care, she was more or less in her head. Inner Sakura, hell yeah, in a 4-man squad with 3 of the hottest boys ever alive. Woohoo party time, take that Ino pig. While Sakura had a deep conversation in herself, her other team members had their own thoughts. Vegeta, so I'm in the same squad as Naruto. Guess the Hokage had a hand in that. It's fine with me since he is the only one who can give me a good sparring match, and on top of that, we can work together better than most of these weaklings. Let's see the rest. That pink-haired girl seems smart enough, but doesn't have the strength to put the theory into a reality. That other brooding brat is a bit more skilled than the rest of the class, but he seems to be very arrogant. So to sum it up, Naruto and I, Mr. Big Ego and a nerd, great. Naruto nice, I'm with Vegeta, that's great for the teamwork. Then we have the girl called Sakura. She seems more busy with boys and study than training, so she is only good at making strategies. And then we have that arrogant type. I don't like his eyes, it doesn't suit a regular person like myself. And what's with that fan on the back of his shirt? That's the logo of his clan. The Uchiha clan to be more exact. Uchiha clan, yes. Famous for their bloodline trait, the Sharingan. The Sharingan is a ocular jutsu, capable of copying any sort of jutsu that's made with hand signs. It also gives them the power to see what other people are going to do. In other words, when someone goes fast they can still see it. There were also some Uchihas who did take the Sharingan to the next level. I see. From what I have heard, the entire Uchiha clan was wiped out a few years ago by their child prodigy, Itachi Uchiha. Everyone was killed except his little brother, Sasuke Uchiha. Beware of the Sharingan Naruto. Although you and Vegeta are strong, the Sharingan is a weapon that holds great mystic powers. Understood, thanks for the information. Sasuke, so, I'm with those two new kids. So, instead of two, I now have 3 people that will slow me down. The most thing that troubles me is that I now have to put up with that Sakura girl. She is so clueless. The last few years, she is on my case and whatever I do I can't shake her off. Sighs, oh well, the life of a ninja is full of obstacles. At the Hokage's tower, a group of shinobi was gathered in the room of the Hokage. EY were watching through a crystal ball to see what's happening in the classroom. Aside from the Hokage, Kakashi and Might Guy, there was Kurenai Uehi, a black-haired beauty with red eyes, genjutsu specialist. Atsuma Sarutobi, a man with dark blue hair with sideburns and a goatee, and he is also the Hokage's son. Enko Midarashi, a woman with black, purple-like hair. Special Jonin who once was the A.P. apprentice of a very skilled Jonin and a bit wacky on top of that. Kakashi, so, that's Minato's son, 4th Hokage. I'm stunned by the way he looks a lot like him. Kurenai, if you say so. He's cute, for a kid. Enko, cute. Just say hot, I mean, look at those muscles. I wish he was a few years older so I could have some fun with him. Atsuma, because of those muscles it could be possible that they will not be highly skilled shinobi. Those muscles will slow them down eventually. Guy, I don't know. I followed them once and they immediately caught me. I think they may be stronger than they look. What do you think, my great rival? Kakashi, did you say something? While Guy had his hands in his hair, and the background melodramatically turned into a branding while waves hit them, he shouted, damn it Kakashi. Why do you have to be so cool? Hokage, anyway, we have a chance to see their abilities firsthand tomorrow, at the true test. In the classroom. Alright, going on with the rest of the squads, Ruruka said. Team 8, Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame and Hinata Hyuga. Naruto, let's see. That guy looks feral, has a dog with him all the time. Means he's part of the Inuzuka clan. Mostly use taijutsu. Together with his appointed animal. Both train and fight together and can be strong ninja if he works well together with his dog. That Shino guy the first can't quite place. Since he hides Hi's face and eyes, I can't see if he has physical manifestations that can indicate if he is part of a special clan. I can help you with that. The last name of this kid was Aburame, right? Yes, that's right, Shino Aburame. The Aburame clan uses insects to attack their opponents. The insects use the body as a nest and in exchange for that they are the weapon of that person. The Aburame clan gathers insects for various scenarios. Like insects to suck out poisons, suck an enemy's chakra and so on. Disgusting. Yes indeed disgusting, but useful. Good point. The last one has pale eyes, meaning shish. He either is blind and wrong in this place or she is part of the Hyuga clan. A clan of taijutsu users with remarkable abilities. They have the bloodline trait of the Byakugan, an ocular jutsu that gives 360 degrees vision and is able to see someone's chakra points. They have a own fighting style called the gentle fist. They send chakra to their hands and push it into the person's body, inflicting internal damage to the organs. They also use that style to manipulate an enemy's chakra point to the point they can't draw out chakra anymore, leaving the enemy defenseless. Good memory, and as you can see she has no cage mark on her forehead, meaning she is a member of the main branch of the clan. Cage mark. The clan has one main branch and several lower branches. The people on lower branches receive cage marks, so that the main branch can control them. If one decides to commit a crime against either the clan or the village, the cage mark makes sure they are punished by death, since the main branch can send a signal to the mark to kill that person. How cruel. So the people of the lower branches has no equality. Indeed, that's what I find strange about this one. Members of the Hyuga, a clan that are part of the main branch, usually are so main-centered that they expect that everyone will crawl at their feet, but this one looks almost shy and nice. And now for Team 10 inches, Uruka said. Oh crap, I missed a group. Naruto thought. Uruka, Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara and Choji Akamichi. So Shikamaru and Choji are being put with that blonde girl who was arguing with Sakura earlier on. Shikamaru Nara. I remember now. The Nara family is famous for their high IQs and medicines. They are good at formulating battle tactics. They also use the shadow possession jutsu, meaning that they catch an enemy's shadow with their own, forcing the enemy to make same type of movements as himself. It's normally used as a technique to delay enemies. Choji Akamichi, taijutsu user. They use their body mass to perform jutsus. Like the human boulder technique, that's the reason why he is as fat as hell. Not my words of choosing, but yes. They also have the ability to increase their own body size. What might come in handy in wars since a giant can take care of many enemies. Their clan are also famous for their pills. Ino Yamanaka, can't say much about her except her family owns a flower shop in town. The Yamanaka family is known for jutsus to control an enemy's mind. They can control an enemy's body or destroy their mind and let them do things they wished for. Eat then I don't hope she will use it on me later on to do things I am not ready for yet. Size it only works on people that are weak of mind, and on top of that you have me inside of you, making that option impossible. Phew. Those were the teams for today. Now you all shall wait here until your assigned group leaders will pick you up. Uruka said while he was leaving the classroom. One after one teams were being picked up. The group had to wait a long time. Vegeta got grumpier with every minute that ticked away. Suddenly it looked like he got an idea. He went to Naruto and whispered something in his ear. Naruto nodded and got an evil smirk. Sasuke glared at the duo and thought those two are planning something, and I have a good guess who the target is. The group heard footsteps at the hallway. All right Naruto now, said Vegeta. Sexy jutsu, said Naruto. Kakashi walked in and instead of seeing four annoyed people he only saw a beautiful naked lady who seductively said, "Hey handsome, it's not nice to keep little old me waiting like this." Kakashi was sent flying off with a nosebleed while three people were laughing their ass off, while one of the four just chuckled. The trainer came back, so you people must be squad 7. My first impression on this group, you're a bunch of clowns, which change the sphere in the group go down like a brick. Let's go to the roof, we have more room there. On the roof. Well, let's start to get to know each other, introduce yourselves, Kakashi said. How? Sakura said. Things you like, things you hate, dreams for the future, Kakashi explained. Sakura, why don't you go first sensei? So that we know how to do it. Kakashi, me. I'm Kakashi Hatake, things I like and hate, I don't feel like telling you that. My dreams for the future. Not really thought about it. My hobbies. I've a lot of hobbies. Sakura turned to Naruto, he didn't tell us anything except his name. Kakashi, now your turn, as he pointed to Sakura. Sakura, I'm Sakura Haruno, things I like. Looks at the three boys and starts to giggle. Things I hate, bullies and Ino pig. My dreams for the future looks again at the three boys and started to giggle harder, which deserved a disturbed look from Vegeta. Kakashi, of course she is young, more interested in boys than anything else. Alright your turn, as he pointed to Sasuke. Sasuke, my name is Sasuke Uchiha, there aren't things I like and I hate a lot of things. I don't have a dream because I will make it a reality. I will restore the Uchiha clan and destroy a certain someone. Kakashi, I knew it. Sakura, Sasuke is hoot. Naruto, oh great, the Avenger. Vegeta, Kakashi, okay your turn, as he pointed toward Naruto. Naruto, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, I like honest and nice people, I hate people who take pleasure in hurting Peo. Ple weaker than themselves and people who deserts their own friends for his own benefits. My hobbies are training, eating and spending time with friends and family. Kakashi, he grew up in a right way. I have the strange feeling I hear Minato talking. Okay, time for the last one. Vegeta, my name is Prince Vegeta of the Saiyans Eye. Kakashi, what? You are royalty. Vegeta, yes so. Kakashi got a great sweat drop at the back at his head as he said, nothing, continue. Vegeta rolled his eyes and said, I like people with honor, I hate a lot of things, my hobby is to train. Kakashi, okay, he was fast. But why would a prince be in this place? Maybe tell the Hokage about this little fact. Sakura, wow, Vegeta's a prince, so that's why he always acts so bored. And then to think Naruto is friends with him. Naruto shows a lot more personality than Vegeta, and Sasuke is hot, who to choose panic attack. Sasuke, so that explains the arrogant vibe, surely he is just a little pampered prince. Used to let his goons fight someone when danger approaches. Naruto on the other hand shows more personality, but gives me the impression that he is a complete moron and too naive to become a shinobi. Kakashi, okay. Now that we have come to know each other a little better, it's time I explained the mission we are going to have together. Sakura, what kind of missions will it be, Kakashi-sensei? Kakashi, it will be a mission that will take all 5 of you to complete, it will be a survival exercise. Sakura, but we already cleared that at the academy, why will we have to clear it again? Kakashi started to chuckle. Sakura, what's so funny? I asked a normal question. Kakashi, I know, but all of you are not going to like this. Everyone looked strangely at Kakashi as he explained. Of all people that just passed academy, only a small amount will be accepted as genin while the rest will be sent back to the academy. Sakura was deeply shocked. Then why did we do that test? Kakashi, that was to sort out the people who have a chance to become genin. I must say that there is a very slim chance you will pass this test. Meet me tomorrow at 6 p.m. at training field 7 inches. And as Kakashi, I walked away, he said, oh, and one more thing. You might want to skip breakfast tomorrow morning, you might puke, and then he disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving the group with their thoughts. Naruto, so another test, hey. But why did they put us in squads if they are not sure we are genin material? I have a feeling our squad and the test tomorrow are connected. Vegeta, knowing Naruto, he 80 figured out the test tomorrow is connected with us being a squad. It depends on the test how we will put that to use. Sasuke, a preliminary test. Great, then I have the chance to drop some dead weight. Sakura, no, why? Alright Sakura, calm down, don't panic. You must pass this test or else you won't see either Naruto, Sasuke or Vegeta ever again. No, I won't let that happen. The next day on training field 7. The group was waiting 2 hours for Kakashi to arrive. Sakura looked exhausted, while the 3 men looked in better shape. Then Kakashi arrived, causing a high shriek from Sakura, you're late. Kakashi, I'm sorry, a black cat crossed my path and I had to take the long route. Vegeta, yeah, right. Anyway, since you finally showed up, why won't you explain how this test works and be done with this nonsense? Kakashi, oh. Someone got out of bed this morning with the wrong leg. Vegeta, tisk. Kakashi, alright, this task is very easy to explain. I have 3 bells here, get a bell at noon and you are safe and can have lunch. If you don't, you will be tied to that log behind you and have to see me having lunch. Sakura, but sensei, there are 4 of us and 3 bells. Kakashi, really? That means one doesn't get a bell and be tied to the post, and that will also be the one that's being sent to the academy. Naruto, I see, so that how it is. He is a jonin, so a simple genin can't get a bell by force, which means the squad has to work together. He presents 3 bells at purpose to separate the group in a rivalry. Individually, genins don't stand a chance against a jonin because of the difference in power and experience. Vegeta, HMPH, way too easy. I can tell by looking at Naruto's face he already figured it out. But the other 2 nimwits didn't figure it out already, so that means we have to convince them. And here I thought that girl was smart. Sasuke, I see, so the only thing I'll have to do is to get a bell. This will be a walk in the park. And since Sakura is so weak, she won't be able to get a bell if it was thrown to her, means she's out. I don't know what those other 2 can do, but if at least one drops out means less dead weight. Sakura panics, get a bell. No, if everyone gets a bell means I'm out. But if I get a bell I lose my chance with one of the boys. What must I do? Kakashi, when I say start I want that you will come at me with the intent to kill, or else you won't be able to get a bell. Got it. All 4 people nodded. Kakashi, alright then. AAAANNNDDD. Start. All 4 people disappeared. Kakashi, concealing yourself is one of the basics of a shinobi. All 4 are good at this since I don't have any idea where they are. With Naruto and Vegeta. Naruto and Vegeta were hiding by some trees. They were whispering. Naruto, Vegeta, go to Sasuke and convince him to work with us. I'll go to Sakura and try to convince her. Vegeta, sure, and what if that Sasuke won't cooperate? Naruto, then we don't have a choice but to leave him behind, this exercise is to see if we can function as a group and thus the group comes first. Vegeta, alright, I'll go, back here in 10 minutes. Naruto, you read my mind, see you then. Both went to their teammates. With Sakura and Naruto. Sakura was hiding under bush until she suddenly felt a hand covering her mouth. She heard someone whisper, Naruto, don't scream, it's me Naruto. Sakura sighed relieved as the hand was removed from her mouth. Naruto, we have to work together as a team to catch those bells. That's what this test is all about. Sakura, what do you mean? Naruto sighed. How can she be so? The reason why she put us in squads is for this test, to see if we can work together as a group, since that is very important for the future. Sakura, I see. So that means the bells is another way to separate the group from each other. Naruto, now you get it, follow me, we are gonna meet up with Vegeta and hopefully also Sasuke. The two sneaked to the rendezvous point. With Vegeta and Sasuke. Vegeta, are you even listening to me? If you go alone you would get hammered and lose your chance to become Genin this year. Sasuke, help the three of you so you can get the bells away from me so I get sent back to the academy. Tisk, you think I'm so naive? Vegeta, no, I don't think you're naive, just plain stupid. I mean even a small child can see that a simple Genin don't stand a chance against a Jonin. Plus why do you think he had just 3 bells? To let people argue about who should be the team. Sasuke thought about everything Vegeta said sticked perfectly together. And he had to admit that he won't stand a chance against a Jonin. Yet, Sasuke, okay, I'm game, so what's the plan? Vegeta smirked, I knew you would make the right choice. We're gonna meet up with Sakura and Naruto at the rendezvous point. The two sneaked to the rendezvous point. At the rendezvous point. Naruto, great, I see everyone is here. Before we make a plan I need to know if someone has a ability that Kakashi wouldn't suspect. Sasuke, I know the great fireball jutsu, he wouldn't suspect that since Genin don't have the chakra to do that. Naruto, great, just what we need. Naruto thought for a few moments and then his eyes lit up, alright. I've made a plan, alright everyone listen up. The group stick their heads together and listen to the plan. At Kakashi. Kakashi, I found one, it seems Sasuke is waiting for me there. He walked slowly to Sasuke. Kakashi, well, do you think you would be able to get a bell? Sasuke, yeah, and I wouldn't even break a sweat. Kakashi, big words, but remember. The nail that sticks up is the first that is to get hammered down. Sasuke, HMPH, and started to make hand seals that ended with the sign tiger hands folded together with both index fingers sticking out. Kakashi, no way he can do a fire jutsu, it takes too much chakra. Sasuke fire style, great fireball jutsu. A great fireball was headed straight to Kakashi. When the fire was extinguished, there was no body of Kakashi. Sasuke looked at the spot where Kakashi stood and he was looking around. He thought, where is he? Behind me, above me. Suddenly a hand appeared beneath Sasuke and Kakashi said, I am where you would least expect me. Beneath you. The next moment Sasuke was buried so you could only see his head. Kakashi, ninjutsu, earth style. Headhunter jutsu, as I said, the nail sticking up is the first that gets hammered down. The voice behind Kakashi said, really sensei. Kakashi looked behind him and saw Sasuke. Kakashi, Sasuke. But who? When he looked back he saw Naruto's head sticking out of the ground and he shouted, Sakura attack now. Sakura went in charging at Kakashi, but when he looked at her she froze and ran the other way yelling she was scared. Naruto, damn it. Gee. Oughta try this now. Shadow clone jutsu, then there were 10 Narutos attacking Kakashi. While fighting he thought, shadow clones. He shouldn't be able to do that, it's a forbidden jutsu. On top of that they are extremely fast. I have a hard time keeping up. Kakashi was able to take a few clones down. The rest was taken down by the great fireball jutsu Sasuke did on Kakashi. Kakashi evaded it, but the end felt a pull at the place the bells were at. The moment he evaded the fireball of Sasuke, Vegeta grasped the chance to get the bells. The test was over. Kakashi, well done, but tell me, how did you do the great fireball jutsu Naruto? The first time I fought Sasuke, you were transformed into him. Naruto, nope, that really was Sasuke. The time you dug yourself underground, we used to switch places. knowing you would do a counterattack. When you did, Sasuke would surprise you, and then the idea was that Sakura would distract you, but it backfired so that I had to use the shadow clone jutsu. So I took over Sakura's role, and then Sasuke did another great fireball jutsu on you. We know you would evade it, so Vegeta's role was that he waited for that moment and take the bells. Kakashi was stunned, while he thought such a complex plan made in such a short time. Impressive. Kakashi said, you three pass, only I can't let Sakura pass. She left you down when she was a vital part of Naruto's plan. If this was a real mission, someone could have died. Sakura looked down while tears were running down her cheeks. Naruto, but sensei. Sakura, no Naruto, don't take it up for me. I froze up while you three were counting on me. Naruto, Sakura. Sakura, at this point I am useless for the group, slowing you down, so the only thing I can do for you guys is take my leave. As she walked away, she heard a voice. Kakashi, you pass as well. Sakura turned around surprised and said, what? Kakashi, I said, you pass. Sakura, but why? Kakashi, long ago I learned a lesson, those who break the rules are scum. But those who leave their friends behind are worse than scum. You were willing to give up your chance to become a genin because you thought it would be better for the group, placing the group before your own desires. Naruto nodded and Vegeta smirked. Only Sasuke was giving a filthy glare while Sakura was jumping up and down of joy. Kakashi, genin, welcome to Group 7. We will start missions tomorrow. Until then you are dismissed. As the three walked away, Kakashi said he wanted to speak to Vegeta, alone. Vegeta, what is it? What you want from me? Kakashi, I saw good things from everyone. But I only saw you take the bells, so I want a little one-on-one to test you a bit. Vegeta looked a bit baffled, but then he smirked and said, yeah sure, and he got into a fighting stance. Kakashi started. He threw a few kunai at Vegeta. The kunai went straight through Vegeta. Kakashi, he's fast. Vegeta appeared behind Kakashi, trying to hit him in the head. Kakashi dodged by a millimeter. Then Kakashi attacked, but Vegeta dodged all his attacks. Kakashi, what the? He's dodging punches where most Chunin would get hit by. I guess it's time to turn it up a notch. Kakashi started to punch faster. But it still didn't had any effect. Kakashi, then I guess I have no choice. Celestial Gate, Gate 1, Gate of Opening, open. Suddenly Kakashi's speed was doubled. Vegeta, what's this? He punches much faster. Almost looks like the Kaioken. Then Vegeta got hit. Strangely enough, Vegeta wasn't the one moaning in pain, it was Kakashi. Kakashi, ouch, what's your face made of? Solid rocks. Vegeta, we Saiyans have hard bodies. That is one of the reasons we are known as a warrior race. Kakashi, a bloodline trait. I have to ask him about that later. Now I have to concentrate on fighting, and furthermore, I want to find out what's going to happen next in Ica Ica Paradise. Vegeta, I'm done playing around, let's end this little game, shall we? And as he spoke, he rushed towards Kakashi. Kakashi was trying to hit the rushing Vegeta but punched right through him. As he looked down, he saw Vegeta in a kneeling position. Kakashi was hit in the gut that sent him through his knees. Next he got hit in the head that sent him flying. He was severely weakened, but still able to move. Kakashi, okay, that's enough. I know now you are able enough, and I want to survive this day, he added in his mind. Vegeta, tisk. Not even a good warm-up. Oh well, it was fun as long as it lasted. Agreed, then I will see you tomorrow. Kakashi disappeared in a puff of smoke while Vegeta headed home. At the Hokage Tower, Kakashi reported to the Hokage all 4 of the participants passed the test. He also told him about the sparring match he had against Vegeta. Hokage, no way. You're saying, even when you opened the first of the celestial gates, you weren't able to beat him? Kakashi, yes, he dodged my attacks with ease, and the one time I was able to hit him, it felt like I punched rock. Hokage, did you find anything out about him? Kakashi, yes. A few things. First of all, he is a prince. The Hokage almost fell of his chair about this news. Kakashi, second, I heard him say the Saiyans are known for their fighting abilities. I suspect they have a bloodline trait. Hokage, really now? Try to find out if he has one and what the bloodline trait is, but do it in a manner no one else hears it. If one of the lands hear that he has a strong bloodline trait, they try to get him to their side, and I think he isn't the kind of person who will let that slide. Kakashi, yes Lord Hokage. Anything else I should know? Hokage, yes. Since recently I heard Naruto is a Saiyan, just like Vegeta, so keep an eye on him as well. Kakashi got a surprised look on his face, but neither of his parents weren't biological related to them, at least I don't think so. Hokage, I know, but explaining the details to you now would only confuse you more, so that's all you need to know right now. Kakashi looked disappointed. Understood Lord Hokage. Kakashi got out of the office, and while the Hokage looked over the village he thought, old Kai, what more surprise will you have in store for me? Just outside the village, Naruto and Vegeta were walking towards the forest when they met Sakura. Naruto, hey Sakura, how are you doing? Sakura, hi Naruto, I'm fine, just gathered some mushrooms. Where are you and Vegeta going? Naruto, we are going to train. Sakura, again, you two sure love to train. By the way, I noticed it a few times, why won't you get rid of those ugly furry belts you both have? It doesn't suit your clothes and can get in the way eventually. Vegeta growled and said, we would if we could. Sakura, what do you mean? Naruto, he means this, the belt came loose and was wiggling at Sakura. Sakura got big white eyes, what the? A tail, how is that possible? Vegeta, it's something that everyone with Saiyan blood has. Sakura, so that means, you're a Saiyan too Naruto. Naruto looked at Vegeta who sighed and explained, yes. That's obvious since he has a tail, that was the reason why he was sent to us when he was a baby. Sakura nodded while Naruto whispered, good save Vegeta, thanks. Sakura, but I've never saw or heard about people in the village having tails. Vegeta was probably removed when they were babies for a very good reason, and before you ask, no, I will not tell you the reason. Vegeta moved away after that. Sakura, why is he always so grumpy? Is it because he is a prince? Naruto, no, that's just the way he is. He is just not used to show emotions and he likes to speak to truth, although it's a bit rude sometimes. Sakura, guess I understand. A little. Well, I've gotta go deliver these mushrooms and then I'll go to bed, we have our first mission tomorrow. Weeks passed by while Team 7 had their missions. All of them were chores that even an 8-year-old could do, constantly irritating Vegeta to no end. But he did them anyway without losing his temper, except on one mission. He had to get a scroll from somebody in another village. He went alone since the place was nearby and the others had another mission. Vegeta went to the village and soon he had discovered the bar where he needed to obtain the scroll. He walked in and saw a young man behind a desk. Vegeta, I'm the ninja from the village hidden in the leaves to pick up the scroll for the owner of the weapon shop. The man said, I am Shoko. And I am not giving you the scroll. Vegeta, the owner said you already had a deal and that I could pick it up. Shoko, that may be true, but there is something you need to do before I can give you the scroll. Vegeta muttered a few curses under his breath and asked, what is it? Shoko, this is a small village with no entertainment at all, so what I want you to do is, dance. Vegeta blinked with his eyes, what? Shoko, are you deaf or something? I said you need to dance to get the scroll, so be a good little ninja and start shaking those hips. Vegeta's anger vein appeared and said, no, I refuse. Shoko, then I won't give you the scroll. Vegeta went mad, he powered up and screamed, shut the hell up with your stupid dance and give me that goddamn scroll. Shoko was shivering like a leaf in the wind, here take I it, and he gave Vegeta the scroll and ran for dear life. After that Shoko became known as the easiest trader in the land of fire. Short after that in a forest nearby. Kakashi, Squad 7 report. Sakura, target in sight, taking position to take action. Kakashi, Sasuke. Sasuke, in position. Kakashi, Vegeta. Vegeta, yeah. Kakashi, Naruto. Naruto, in position and ready to move. Kakashi, okay. Go. A black shadow was moving fast through the woods. It ran towards Sakura and turned around only to get caught by Naruto. The team gathered. Sakura, this is the 7th time this month the cat escaped, someone must be more careful about their pets. Naruto, yeah, and this little cat keeps putting up a fight. Vegeta took over the cat and lifted it so that it would look straight into Vegeta's eyes and it calmed down. Sakura, wow Vegeta, how did you do that? Vegeta, it's called killing intent. It's a technique that gives weaker people or animals the feeling. Like they are in a hopeless situation and are petrified with fear. Sakura, wow cool, can you teach me that? Vegeta, no, it's hard to explain but for certain reasons I can't teach it to you. Sakura looked disappointed but didn't question further because it would only result in the same way. Vegeta would get mad and would give her the silent treatment for a few days. The group returned to the Hokage Tower, where the customer was waiting. Vegeta, here is your cat, again. Customer, oh thank you for bringing back my little sweetheart. As she pets her cat that rather looked more like abuse than petting. Naruto whispering to Vegeta, and now we see the reason why the cat keeps running away. The customer gave Iruka the money and went away. Iruka, all right Squad 7, as for the new missions. Vegeta, no more stupid child missions, I want a real mission if only to blow off some steam. Naruto, I agree with Vegeta, these missions, as you call it, are more tiring than training just because it's boring. Iruka, how dare you? You all are just fresh genin, which means you only get D-ranked missions, or must I explain the system again? Vegeta, for the love of Kami, spare me that crap. Iruka, what did you? While he spoke he looked into Vegeta's eyes. Hokage, Iruka. Iruka was still looking at Vegeta until the Hokage gave him a little push. Iruka, EHM, yes, okay EHM. Hokage, why is he acting so strange? The Hokage began smiling, all right, I have a C-ranked mission here. It's about escorting a certain man to the land of waves. Vegeta, finally, something else than doing chores and picking up stuff. Hokage, I will send in the man who you will be escorting. An old man came through the door. He had average clothes, but a strange hat. I'm Tazuna, I'm a master bridge builder. What they are sending kids nowadays. What's the world coming to? Anyway, it will have to do. Vegeta hated to be spoken to in such a manner and wanted to rush the man. The only thing that was stopping him was Naruto. Naruto, easy Vegeta, we must escort the man, not kill him. Vegeta, let me go Naruto, I will not kill him, I just wanna torture him a little. Naruto, no Vegeta, or do you want to go back to those boring chores? That seemed to calm Vegeta down. Kakashi, great, now that's over, all of you can go to your homes and prepare for the coming mission. We meet in front of the gate in 1 hour. 1 hour later. Kakashi, great, it seems everyone is here. Okay then let's go. The group started moving and talking about small talk about where the land of waves was and about the other tries and the ninja that live there and the techniques they use. The group continued their journey and came across a puddle of water. Naruto, a puddle of water on a sunny day, and it's giving off an energy signal. So ninja are gonna ambush us. But who is their target? Us or Tazuna? Vegeta Naruto knows about them and Kakashi noticed it too, only Tazuna, Sakura and Sasuke didn't notice it. By the way, not smart doing this technique at this location with this weather, bunch of amateurs. Vegeta crossed eyes with Kakashi giving a slight nod. The group was a few meters away from the puddle when 2 people came out of them. Tied together with some sort of chain. They rushed at Kakashi, strapping the chain around him and pulled at it, resulting in Kakashi being ripped to shreds. Vegeta jumped back and said, Sasuke. Sakura, protect Tazuna, Naruto, get ready. Both attacking ninja rushed to Tazuna, ignoring the rest. Before they got close, Vegeta and Naruto appeared in front of them. Vegeta, where do you think you two are going? I don't like being ignored. One of the 2 brothers said, HMPH, we just wanted to kill that old man, but it seems we have to get rid of you two first. With that, the ninja brothers attacked. Naruto disappeared from their sight, while Vegeta rushed towards them. Instead of going straight at the brothers, Vegeta went for the chain. The brothers were so surprised that they didn't have a chance to take action. Vegeta caught the chain and threw it in the air, together with the brothers. Naruto appeared above them, driving his elbows in the brothers' gut. They air sent down to the ground where Vegeta caught them. Too bad for them, he didn't use his arms for that, rather his knees, causing severe damage to their backs. Vegeta, HMPH, too easy. Naruto, yeah, I hoped they would last longer than that. Kakashi came out of the bushes. Sakura looked shocked at Kakashi since she thought he was ripped to shreds. She looked at the place the brothers got him and just saw the remains of a log. Sakura substitution jutsu. But why did he hide until the battle was over? We could have been killed. Kakashi-sensei. Why did you wait so long to show up? Kakashi, well that's easy. I wanted to find out if those two were targeting us as rivaling ninja, or Tazuna meaning they were ordered to take him out. One of the brothers barely got his head up. How did you found out? Vegeta, well that's easy. This area hasn't had a good rainy day since days, which makes it unlikely that there would be a puddle of water. The brother that asked the question turned his head away and fell back unconscious. Kakashi, well Sasuke, tie them up while I ask Tazuna a few questions. Sasuke, why don't you ask Naruto or Vegeta to do that? Kakashi, since they did the hard work. Sasuke, fine. Kakashi turned to Tazuna, when we took this mission we wouldn't have suspected we had to fight other ninja, meaning you lied about the dangers of this mission. If we knew we could expect his we would have ranked it a B or A ranked mission. So you better start coming clean or else we will go back. Tazuna, yes it's true I knew this would happen, but try to understand. The land of waves is poor. We pay extremely high taxes and have almost no connection to the mainland, which means we must buy our things from a powerful businessman called Gato, of Gato Import and Export. He also has hired killers to protect him and to kill people if it's needed. I am a bridge builder. If the bridge we are building is completed, means Gato will lose most of his power, so that's the story and do what you will with it. I can understand if you want to go back to your village. Of course I will get killed anyway and my grandson will cry himself to tears every day wondering why his poor grandfather had to die. After hearing this story and about his grandson making them feel guilty if they left him, Kakashi said. Kakashi, well squad, what do you want? Sakura, I vote that we go back, this is way out of our league. Vegeta, out of our league. Sounds more like fun, I vote to go forward. Naruto, I agree with Vegeta and on top of that it's the right thing to do. Sasuke, I can't lose from these guys, I say we go on. Kakashi, alright. That's decided then, we move on but listen well, this mission is officially now of the scope. If I feel that it becomes too dangerous I will abort the mission. Understood. Everyone nodded. In the land of waves. The group finally arrived at their destination. The last few days Sasuke only removed himself from the group more and more. He felt like his skills as a ninja was attacked since the day Naruto and Vegeta took care of the ninja brothers. He was eager to show the group that he is a skilled ninja. When the boat hit land he was the first to jump on land, scouting the area. He saw something move in the bushes and threw a kunai. It was only a rabbit, but Kakashi noticed something. That's a white rabbit. But at this time of year they're normally brown. Which means it's bred indoors, meaning it's to be used for substitution. This is an attack. Kakashi, everyone get down. As Vegeta jumped toward Tazuna to tackle him down and Naruto did the same to Sakura as a big sword flew over their heads and stopped at a tree. Suddenly a strange-looking character stood on the blade. A scary-looking guy with no eyebrows and his mouth was covered by his clothes. The man said, a Kakashi Hatake. The copy ninja who claims to copied over 1,000 jutsus as it says in the bingo book. Kakashi, that sword, that means you are Zabuza Momoichi, also known as the demon of the hidden mist. Zabuza, yes indeed, I came here for the bridge builder, but I never suspected he would have you as his guard, together with some brats who think they are ninja. Sasuke became mad at this mockery and was ready to charge, but Kakashi held him back. Kakashi, no Sasuke, if you face him now you would die. This opponent I must fight by myself. And while he spoke he pushed his headband away from his left eye, showing it was a red eye with 3 dots in it. Sakura was shocked as she said, the Sharingan. Vegeta, Shari what? Sasuke, Sharingan, a bloodline trait that only runs in the Uchiha family. It's an ocular jutsu, that's able to register and copy hand signs, thus copying the entire jutsu. It has many more abilities next to that, but how is it that Kakashi has it? Vegeta just shrugged at this explanation while Naruto thought the same thing as Sasuke. Vegeta, need any help to take him down? Kakashi, no, I must fight him alone. Sakura, but what about our teamwork? Akashi, the only teamwork here is to protect Tazuna while I fight Zabuza. Sakura looked scared. Kakashi noticed it and while he smiled he said, "Sakura, don't worry, I won't allow to let my teammates die." "Kakashi, it's about to begin. All right, all four of you gather around Tazuna and protect him." Zabuza, the Sharingan of the copy ninja, I'm honored, but what use is it when you can see nothing? He made a few hand seals and a very thick mist appeared. Kakashi hidden in the mist jutsu, this makes things much more difficult, wait, he's near Tazuna. Zabuza was standing near Tazuna and was ready to strike. But he was stopped by Kakashi. Zabuza, not bad Kakashi, too bad for you, this isn't the real me. And suddenly another Zabuza slashed through Kakashi, but just like the other Zabuza. That was also hit by the blade. Kakashi turned into water. Zabuza water clone jutsu. He was able to copy my jutsu in this mist. Kakashi appeared behind him, it was a good try, but you will be stopped here. Zabuza, really now? And while he spoke he moved his blade. Kakashi was able to evade it, but got kicked away by Zabuza. Kakashi landed in the lake. Kakashi, this water feels strange, dense. What? Oh no. Zabuza, water style. Water prison jutsu. Suddenly a ball of water trapped Kakashi and was unable to move. Naruto said, guys, keep protecting Tazuna, I will try to help Kakashi. Kakashi, no Naruto, just take the rest and run. You have no chance here. Naruto, no, I won't. Kakashi, I'm not asking, I'm telling. Just take Tazuna and go, the mission comes first. This is a direct order from your leading Jonin. Naruto, I said I won't leave you behind, remember what you said in the beginning. Those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Kakas. I kept protesting as Naruto walked towards Zabuza. Zabuza made a water clone. Zabuza, hey kid, you really think you have a chance against me? Haha, don't make me laugh. Vegeta smirked and said, he has more than a chance against you. He will destroy you, if you are lucky. Zabuza, you give your friend high credit, punk. You stupid brats with your weak ninja academy training don't deserve my time. Sakura, weak ninja training. Kakashi, he means the fact when it was rougher, at the graduation they had to kill their partner to pass. Zabuza, good times, it made me feel so good. Naruto, shut up. Zabuza, Naruto, I said shut up. Killing people for fun, you guys make me sick. Now I had enough and it's time to take out the trash. Zabuza, and how do you want to do that, punk? Naruto smirked and said, like this. The atmosphere seemed to be filled with electricity. Suddenly they heard Naruto growling a bit as a hard wind blew away the mist. Pebbles and mid-sized stones were flying and trees were shaking by the strong winds that came from Naruto. Zabuza, what the hell is he? What is this I'm sensing? It's unreal. Vegeta, show off. Going Super Saiyan, hey, finally showtime. Sakura, what is he doing? I never saw or felt anything like this. Sasuke, damn, what a strong energy. He's even stronger than Kakashi at this point, darn you Naruto. Naruto was enveloped by a golden chakra. His eyes were fading into a green color. Then he screamed as a golden light blinded everyone and the wind reached its peak, only to fade away after Naruto was done. When the others opened their eyes they saw Naruto. His hair was spikier than normal, he looked more ripped and his face looked harder and his eyes were green. Those green eyes were piercing into Zabuza's eyes, who was in severe shock from the things he just saw. Zabuza, what is this sensation I feel? I don't like this situation one bit. I gotta take him out now before he has any more surprises. The Zabuza clone was ready to attack. But he didn't saw Naruto anymore. Then he felt a hard hit in his face that dispelled the water clone. Before Zabuza could make another he was hit in the back. Kakashi's was finally free and stood next to Naruto. Zabuza was mad that he underestimated the kid and started making hand signs. Water style. Water vortex jutsu and a wave of water was racing towards Naruto and Kakashi. Naruto screamed as he used his ki to blow away the water toward the opposite direction. Zabuza, what, no way. As he was hit by his own technique he thought he reversed my jutsu. What the hell is this kid? Zabuza hit a tree and clamped on it. Gasping for air. When he looked up he saw Naruto on a branch. Zabuza, what are you? Some kind of demon. Naruto, no, I am your end. As he spoke these words he stretched Ed out his arm and a great shockwave put a hole in the landscape. Zabuza lied in the center, mangled, feeling like every bone in his body was broken. Naruto slowly walked toward him. Naruto said, "And now it's time to end this," as his arms was stretched out and Zabuza saw a ball of energy in his hand. Zabuza chakra. No. This is something else, what is it? Before Naruto could blast him, Zabuza was struck by a Senbon in the neck. Naruto looked in the direction the Senbon appeared from and saw a person with a mask on. Kakashi, a hunter. Sakura, hunter. Kakashi, when a member of a village goes rogue. It's the mission of these special shinobi to track down the rogue ninja, kill him and get rid of his body, so that the secrets inside that body can't be used by other villages. Hunter, I will take him now. Naruto kicked the body so that it landed near the hunter. Take him, I'm done with him. Hunter, thank you, then I best be off. And in a swirl of wind both people disappeared. Naruto relaxed. And with that his hair returned to normal and his eyes became his original blue color. Kakashi walked towards him. Naruto, we need to talk, but later, let's first take Tazuna home. After the group left, a mysterious cloaked person entered the place where Zabuza and Naruto fought. He placed an open box in front of him and did some weird hand signs. After he was done, the box closed by itself. The person chuckled. Step 1, complete. At Tazuna's house. The group walked into the house and was welcomed warmly by Tazuna's daughter. She had food prepared and soon everyone was eating. Everyone had our own thoughts when they saw the Saiyans eat. Kakashi, what the? They're pigs. At least learn some, restrain yourself a bit when you are eating in someone's house. Sakura, terrible. What must Tazuna's daughter think? The last time I saw something like this is when I saw Choji eat. Sasuke, tch, morons. After the meal, Tazuna and his daughter explained the situation the village was in at the moment. Also, the part that the husband of Tazuna's daughter was killed by Gato's men. Naruto, so, as long as this island is isolated from the main land, Gato has complete power. Tazuna, yes indeed, that's why we are trying to build the bridge. To free the people. Naruto, don't worry, with us here there will be no doubt the bridge is built and Gato is stopped. Tazuna, good to hear that. Tazuna's grandson sat at the table and sat, why do you always have high hopes, grandpa, like those people are going to change anything. After the kid got reprimanded from his mother, Tazuna apologized. Naruto, no worries. We won't stop until the bridge is built. The grandson interrupted again about how they are going to die and stormed out of the room. Tazuna's daughter apologized for his behavior. The child had a rough time since his father and hero was killed. Kakashi gave Naruto and Vegeta a sign and said that Sakura and Sasuke had to stay put a moment. Outside, Kakashi, well Naruto, tell me, what happened while you were fighting with Zabuza? Naruto, simple, I fought him after I transformed. Kakashi, transformation, is that a bloodline trait? Naruto, you can say that. Vegeta, what is a bloodline trait? Kakashi looked stunned that Vegeta didn't know this. Bloodline traits are abilities that only members of a certain clan have. It can also have physical manifestation like unbreakable bones. Sharingan you saw earlier was a bloodline trait that only the Uchihas have. Vegeta, I see. Well, let me tell you a few things about Saiyans. We have evolved as a warrior race. We have hard bodies. Age slowly so that we can fight longer. We have a high immune system, which means poisons and diseases don't have much effect on us. When we are hit by an attack that physically or mentally inflicts us, our body will become immune to it over time. When Saiyans fights we become stronger, when we are injured and heal we become stronger, and when we are wounded and are a breath away from death and recover our power increases drastically. Kakashi's eye became as big as a teacup as Vegeta continued. Vegeta, but our greatest ability is to transform. Kakashi, transform. Vegeta sighs, we use TRANS formation to make changes to our body so we can generate and deploy more energy. Kakashi, I see. Vegeta, Saiyans have several transformations. One is called the Uzaru, we change into a great ape. We can't change into that at will. For that transformation a Saiyan needs a full moon in his tail. Furthermore, most Saiyans don't have the power to control themselves in that form, so their mind is out of a raging animal except for evolved Saiyans, like Naruto and I who maintain their own mind. Kakashi, T-tail. Vegeta sighed and wiggled his tail in front of Kakashi. Kakashi, I thought that was a belt. Vegeta, TCH, whatever. Anyway. The other transformations are Super Saiyan and variations of it, like you saw Naruto do against Zabuza. Kakashi, yes, although I didn't saw it good. Vegeta, well, let me show you. Inside the house, Sakura was trying to begin a conversation with Sasuke, but he just ignored it and was too busy with himself. Then out of nowhere a golden glow came through the window. They both rushed towards the window and saw Vegeta. Instead of his black hair it now was gold and his eyes were green. Sakura looked at it with big eyes and thought Vegeta looked hotter than ever, and Sasuke thought oh no, not him too. Outside, Vegeta became Super Saiyan with ease and explained. Vegeta, this is a Super Saiyan. The physical manifestations are easy to explain. Gold hair that sticks up. Green eyes and our body size increase a bit. There are more forms like this, each with its own manifestations and increase of power. When we are in this state we also change a bit mentally. We think more of battle and we are a little more ruthless when it comes to eliminating enemies. With each transformation these effects change as well, so the higher we go, the more ruthless we are. Vegeta turned back into his normal state, and this was the Saiyan afternoon special courtesy of me. Kakashi was shocked. These Saiyans are monsters. If they live long enough they would be unbeatable. And then Naruto. He has the nine-tailed fox inside of him with its healing powers, combined with the abilities of a Saiyan's, gulp. Kakashi, so, if the Saiyans are so powerful, why have I never heard of them? Vegeta, quite some time ago most Saiyans were killed by someone very evil called Frieza. Only a few Saiyans survived. After that a few died as well and the rest don't have any interest in being part of the ninja world. Until Naruto, that is. Kakashi. Oh. I'm sorry about your people Vegeta. Vegeta, don't worry about it. Most of them were ruthless, aggressive and idiotic. For many people, it's a good thing they were destroyed, and since the moment they got killed they stopped to roam my mind. Kakashi, okay, by the way Naruto, that attack you did at the end, that wasn't your usual chakra was it? Naruto, no, that was ki. Kakashi, ki. I've heard that term before somewhere, but I can't recall what it is. Vegeta, ki is someone's life energy. Through training someone can expand the massive ki they possess and use it in battle. For bigger ki attacks you need to time to gather ki from inside your body. The more ki you use in an attack, the stronger the attack can be. If you eat too much ki you will pass out from exhaustion, and if you drain it totally it will result in death. Kakashi, I can't really see the difference between that and chakra, so what's the difference? Vegeta rolled his eyes and said, what do I look like to you? A rocket scientist. Size only thing I have heard about the differences is that ki is the entire energy a person has and that chakra is the biggest energy point in the body. Kakashi looked baffled at Vegeta and said, I see, so chakra is a part of the energy you guys use. Vegeta, basically, yes. Kakashi, what else can you do with that? Ki. Vegeta, for the love of. Come Naruto, let's show him. And without any explanation Kakashi was grabbed by Naruto and flew off. In the house. Sakura, what the? They are flying. Sasuke, how did they do that? Sakura, how should I know? I only know it's so cool. Sakura's mind was working overtime, dreaming about Vegeta was carrying her bridal style and doing romantic things. While Sasuke as trying to explain the things he just saw. With Kakashi, Naruto and Vegeta. Kakashi, what the? We're flying. Naruto, yeah, it's about the same technique you use. You people use chakra to your feet to move faster, jump higher, walk on water and climb in trees or mountains. We send our ki at our feet and use it to push us up and maintain it, thus flying. Kakashi, okay, I get the point, but where are we going? Naruto, finding a suitable place to show you the difference between chakra and ki. Soon they reached an open field with two fairly big rocks in the center. Kakashi, all right, what's the big idea? Vegeta, you see those two big rocks there, right? Kakashi nodded. Vegeta, use your strongest jutsu on that rock and Naruto will show one of his ki attacks, that way you will see the diff. Rensen prevents me to jump out of my skin with stupid explanations. Kakashi, okay, here I go. he made a few hand signs and then an electric current was in his palm lightning blade. He rushed towards the rock and drove his hand into it, leaving a big hole in it. Vegeta, not bad, now Naruto your turn. Naruto nodded and placed his hand in a cup at his side and he yelled, Ka. Me. Vegeta, Naruto stop. Naruto, what Vegeta? Vegeta, that attack is too much for this you dunce. Naruto, sheesh, alright. Naruto simply stretched his arm forward and with a hard ha, a beam of light came out of his hand, which exploded when it made contact with the rock. When the smoke cleared, the rock was gone and a small crater took its place. Kakashi got big white eyes and fell upside down anime style yay. Kakashi, this is insane. And that attack he wanted to do earlier one was stronger than this, they could destroy a village with those attacks. Vegeta, as you can see, this is the difference between chakra and ki. Kakashi, can this ninja be able to use ki? Vegeta, to a certain point, yes. As I said before, we Saiyans are a warrior race and because of it our bodies have a lot more energy. Normal ninja can also use ki, but don't have the reserves like we do. But there were people in the past that used ki to fly and as an attack source. Kakashi, so, you think, you can teach me that? Naruto, sure, but on one condition. Kakashi, what is it? Naruto, don't tell anyone about our abilities or else we have a riot on our hands with people who want to be our students. If someone see us fly just say it's a bloodline trait or something. Kakashi, sure. Naruto, alright then, we start training when we are back in the village hidden in the leaves. Kakashi, alright, let's go back. Back at Tazuna's house, Sasuke and Sakura were waiting for Kakashi to return. Finally he came, together with Sakura and Sasuke. Immediately Sakura asked Kakashi how it was possible Vegeta and Naruto could fly. Kakashi, I don't know, you should ask them. Before Sakura could ask them Sasuke did. He said to Vegeta, Sasuke, Vegeta, I want to learn how to fly. Vegeta glared, you really want to know, you're sure? Sasuke nodded. Vegeta, okay. Let me explain. Sasuke looked at Vegeta with enthusiasm. Vegeta, first thing you must do, go to a high location, like the Hokage's tower. Sasuke nodded, and then, Vegeta, when you are there he paused. Sasuke looked at Vegeta in excitement. Vegeta, jump and flap your arms really hard, if it doesn't work, try again. Sasuke looked baffled while Naruto fell on the ground laughing. Sasuke turned away mad. Vegeta asked with an evil smirk, was it something I said? Kakashi, stop kidding around. Tomorrow we start training at chakra control, so get to bed so that all four of you will be fresh in the morning. In a hideout in the forest, Zabuza was in a bed while the hunter was sitting next to him without his mask. Flashback. When the hunter left the group he appeared in the woods with Zabuza. He pulled out the Senbon and soon Zabuza came back to life. Zabuza, must you always be so harsh Haku? The hunter took off his mask, showing the face of a young man with feminine features. Haku, sorry Zabuza, but that place is the easiest to hit for me. Zabuza, yeah right, you probably enjoyed it. Haku, sorry but it must look real, it isn't easy hitting a pressure point to make it seem you're dead. It's very hard to induct a state of half dead. Zabuza, sometimes you're even worse than I am. Anyway let's go. End flashback. With the strange duo there was a pretty fat guy with messy curly eyes and sunglasses called Gato. Gato, I thought you were some big shot in the ninja world. Demon of the hidden mist, yeah right. Zabuza, you didn't had the fight I had, that kid was abnormal. Gato, kid, you were taken out by a kid. Zabuza, yeah I underestimated him, but I'll get him next time. Gato, yeah right, we'll see about it. If you don't get him next time consider yourself off the payroll. With these words that fat guy left. Thinking evil thoughts. Haku, I can't stand that man. Zabuza, we need him and his money for my dream. Haku, I know. Zabuza decided to change the subject. Zabuza, did you get a good view of the battlefield? Haku, yes, although when that kid increased his power, I had trouble to keep my position in that tree. Zabuza, and what were your thoughts? Haku, I know what to with that annoying Sharingan, but I have no idea what to do about that kid. I've never saw something like that and with lack of knowledge about these subject I can't come you. P with a good strategy against that kid's technique. Zabuza was deep in thought but heard a strange voice. Mystery man, note, this is the cloaked man, I know what to do about him. Haku got in a defensive position, who are you? Mystery man, no one, just somebody who likes to help out people of your kind with these kind of problems. Zabuza, state your business or leave. Mystery man, like I said, I help people of your kind with certain problems. Haku, I feel a bad vibe from him, it's like pure evil. Zabuza, thanks but no thanks, we like to solve our problems by ourselves. Mystery man, fair enig. He said as he threw 2 vials towards Zabuza, take this if you change your mind. And with that he disappeared. Haku, what a strange person, I don't like him at all. Zabuza, no matter, he's gone anyway. Haku, anyway, what's our next step? Quote, Zabuza, we attack them on the bridge in 2 days, then we can catch 2 birds with 1 stone. A few days later on the bridge. Squad 7 stood by while the people were working on the bridge. Suddenly, without a warning, a thick mist blocked their view. Sasuke, oh great, another shinobi that uses mist. Naruto, no, it's the same one. Sakura, what? Vegeta, Naruto is right. And it seems he brought a friend for us to play with. Both Zabuza and Haku, with his mask on, came close enough so that the group could see them. Vegeta smirked, so, that hunter was an accomplice of yours. I would never suspect that, you're a lot smarter than you look, no brows. Zabuza, what? Naruto, you heard him, so you're back for another beating. Zabuza started to laugh, how can you attack something you can't see? The mist grew thicker and the 2 enemies disappeared in it. Vegeta disappeared and the next second they heard Zabuza moan. The mist faded away and everyone saw Zabu. Za on his knees while he was holding his stomach. Zabuza, how did you do that? Vegeta, a true warrior doesn't need his eyes to find his opponent. Zabuza started to stand up and said, a battle of sheer force then. Then Haku rushed forward only to get kicked back by Naruto. Then Haku started to make hand signs. Special jutsu, demonic crystal ice mirrors. Then Vegeta and Sasuke were trapped in some sorts of ice dome. Haku walked towards it and slides in one of the mirrors. Haku, with this technique your end is near, since I have a dream. Sasuke, dream. Haku, yes. My dream is to make Zabuza's dream become a reality. And for that I will act as a shinobi and take your lives if I have to. Suddenly the image of Haku disappeared from the mirror and senbons were thrown. Neither of the warriors Haku, and while Vegeta dodged all the senbons, Sasuke was hit several times. Vegeta, Sasuke, you okay? Sasuke, I'm fine, what was that? Vegeta replied, trouble. Outside the dome. Zabuza, so, Haku as them trapped in his demonic ice mirrors. Kakashi, demonic ice mirrors. Zabuza, it's a technique only the kid possess and is very lethal, hehe. Naruto started to chuckle. Zabuza, what's so funny? You don't believe me. Naruto, yes, I believe you, but you don't know Vegeta like I do. When he gets mad at an enemy, he is finished. Zabuza, HMPH, no one ever escaped from it. Inside the dome, Haku had thrown a few more senbons, causing Vegeta trouble since he had to save Sasuke every time. But suddenly he felt Sasuke's energy rising. When he looked at him he saw 2 red eyes, one with 2 dots in it, the other one with 1 dot. Vegeta, so the kid has finally unlocked his bloodline trait. That's good. But what's with that technique? Even I can't see that guy move. I think the trick is in those mirrors. As if Haku read Vegeta's mind, he said, this is a bloodline trait only known in my family. The mirrors make me move at the speed of light. From this side you move extremely slow. Vegeta, I knew it. So that means if I break those mirrors then he would lose his speed. Vegeta crossed his arms while he was storing energy. Then he spread his arms releasing all that energy, breaking the ice RRORS and accidentally injuring Sasuke in the process. Haku's body flew away from them, rolling a few feet away when he hit the ground. Zabuza, he broke the mirrors. Impossible. Naruto, hey, I knew you could do it. Kakashi, nice one. Vegeta. Sakura, woohoo, yeah, Vegeta, way to go. Haku slowly started to get up. Once he recovered a bit he returned to Zabuza. When he came there Zabuza reached him a vial. Haku, but Zabuza, we don't know what will happen if we take it. Zabuza, I don't care, if we don't we will be wiped out. We are outnumbered and outmatched. Haku knew this was true. Together they opened tea. He vial and drank the potions that were inside of it. Right after that, it looked they were in extreme pain. Their muscles grew bigger, their faces changed a little and all kind of weird marks started to appear on their skin. Some sort of mixture between tribals and runes. During this incredible transformation they were emitting strange black energy auras. Naruto and Vegeta felt their power. Naruto, Kakashi, get Sasuke. Sakura and Tazuna out of here. That's it for today, I will stop here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you please consider subscribe and make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends and don't forget to check out author of this story. Details in description.